There are many different ways to buy Bitcoin, but the cheapest and fastest way to buy Bitcoin with cash is with a coin flip Bitcoin ATM. Coin flip ATMs allow anyone to buy Bitcoin with the lowest fees and within just a few steps. Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm one of the hundreds of store owners who partner with CoinFlip. In this convenient store, we host a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. We earn passive income, more foot traffic, and we get free advertising done by the CoinFlip team. Getting the ATM was easy. We just contact the CoinFlip team at info@coinflip.tech, and they handle everything with no cost to the store owner. This includes installation, maintenance, marketing, and even 24/7 customer service. We just provide a small space within the store. To get your own CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM and join the monetary revolution, contact CoinFlip today. info@coinflip.tech or fill out the form at request.coinflip.tech. 773-800-0106.
All right, bro, we're live. How goes it?
What's up, Ken? Goes well. Exciting time for us at Van City headquarters with our release this weekend, but yeah.
I'm excited for Van City, man. Let's dive into a little bit of you first, because people may not know who you are, and I think one of the coolest ways to get to know somebody in this space is sort of along the lines of like, how did you get into crypto, and then how did that lead you to where you're at today?
Yeah, sure. So I bought my first Bitcoin in January 2017 when the price was $1,000. I heard about Bitcoin in 2009 when it was launched, and it was 2 cents a Bitcoin. I remember reading about it when it was 2 pennies a Bitcoin and thinking, I should put $100 into this currency that's not controlled by government, but instead it's math. Man, I want some of that. But I couldn't figure. I spent a few minutes looking around, couldn't figure out, forgot about it. $1, oh shit, I missed it. $10, oh shit, I missed it. $100, oh shit, I missed it. $1,000, I'm like, okay, I'm done missing it. We're getting in. Bought a bit, got super hooked, and then I started talking to my friends and people. Early 2017, they all loved the story, decentralization, what it all meant, the possibilities, and I was like, wow, this stuff is going to get super popular. And I just became super focused of just trying to buy as much as I could at that time. 2017 was crazy, ran up some Satoshis trading altcoins, and it was a pretty insane year. And then by the end of that year, I was like, okay, what am I going to do now? I was not working at that time, and now, my savings had grown a lot, and I was like, okay, what's next, right? So then me and some friends started EOS Nation, which is now the #1 block producer on EOS. Respect. So since early 2018, me and 6 other friends of mine, we're 7 co-founders of EOS Nation. We've been working super hard. It's been a super fun adventure. We've had some ups and some downs. Yeah. But right now, EOS Nation, we're doing really well. We're #1 ranking. And now we've got some more projects. We've got some development work going. And now me and Martin have branched off and we're doing dotGems, which is our NFT publishing house.
dotGems is lit, guys. Check it out. And I wanted to mention something that you mentioned, EOS and everything. Before we really start digging into all of this, people that may just Google the word like EOS NFT may still just have that first impression be a pop-up of their SEC, fine, paying like 20-something million. I'm just curious, like, if you could touch on a little bit of that back history, because a lot of people are coming into this space right now, and all they know is like that, old news, but they're kind of holding that to this day. And I really want to emphasize that doesn't matter anymore. That's old news. EOS is killing it moving forward, and a lot is being done on top of it, despite the negative press and news that it has kind of hanging over it.
So, okay, I don't want to get into the negativity of EOS because I've done a ton of that last year, but to give a quick recap of what happened, right? The SEC came down hard on Block 1 early. Block 1 did the largest ICO, so SEC came down hard on them. Block 1 was like, okay, hey, sorry, here's the fine, $625 million or whatever. And part of that fine was also telling the SEC, hey, listen, we've got big plans. We want to do big things with crypto and custody and all these things. And the SEC is like, okay, but you need to tell us first, and you need to get approval first, not like the ICO where you came and asked for forgiveness after. So Block 1 had to prove that they don't control EOS. So they stepped back a lot for the past year and a half, and you'll hear a lot of people complaining, hey, why is Block One not supporting EOS? They left us high and dry, blah, blah, blah. But EOS would be in a much worse place if the ECC came down again on Block One and EOS saying, hey, EOS is a security, it's centralized, and Block One's running it, right? So we're now in a spot, actually, that lawsuit kind of benefits us because the SEC now gives the okay for EOS. Hey, that's not a security. Hey, Block One, you're good. You settle up with us. You learn your lesson. You're getting approval now.
And that's so good moving forward for projects that want to work with them because they know they have those conversations already or have had that conversation already, as opposed to working with somebody who's like, you know, where their blockchain or their project that launched it is in a situation where they're not have yet to have that conversation. That's why I'm so big on EOS right now. Is people like, they keep saying, oh, dump it, it got this, you know, they were sued, this, and I'm like, you guys don't understand that they survived past that. That's what makes them so much more valuable to me, that they have, like, not just price-wise valuable, I mean utility-wise valuable. When I say valuable to me is projects that I see building on them now, I see a lot of sustainability, longevity, and ironed out, like, you know, things that have usually been left up in the air for a lot of other projects.
So, you know, there's always a lot of hype going into a new release, a new mainnet, a new smart contract platform comes out. Pretty much all of them, there's like peak hype right before the launch because all the possibilities are possible. And that happened with EOS too. It was at the highest point in both Satoshi and USD right before the launch. The last year, we had a lot of new smart contract platforms coming on, but not really online yet. They're leading up to their launch, so they've got all the hype, and EOS has been left behind in the narrative. Yeah. And in terms of wider crypto
if EOS was launching right now, it would just be insane. If EOS would have just become a thing today, it would be insane. But the fact that they already exist, they already have like usability, they actually provide utility. It's that like buy the rumor, sell the news, FOMO hype isn't there, but that's because it's actually real and it's not vaporware.
We went through the down phase of post-launch. Not everything is perfect. Not as many dApps were live than we had hoped, or some people said it would. Blah blah blah. There were some issues in the network, but the block producers, we've been very responsive. And whenever there's a problem on the network, we, like our guy Matthew at EOS Nation, who runs our hardware, absolutely top-notch guy. He sends logs to Block One engineers regularly. Hey, something's weird here. Sends a log Friday night. Doesn't matter. Block One engineers are like, oh yeah, cool. Thanks for notifying. We'll work on that. Saturday, they're like, hey, we found the issue. We'll be releasing a patch this week. Nice. Tuesday, the patch is out. We apply it, boom. And this is stuff that is not critical to the network. These are just little things, tweaking in the back end, blah, blah, blah. So although Block One has not been publicly supporting EOS in the form of a billion-dollar foundation, like a lot of these other smart contract platforms have, they have certainly been working very hard on EOS.io, which is the code base that EOS runs on.
Exactly. I do have a question from Quantum Economics. My bro, Matty G, how goes it? And the only reason I'm taking this because you know you, Matty. He says, hey guys, doesn't EOS have scaling issues? I'll let you handle that one, but I would say doesn't everything have scaling issues? It's a Schrödinger's box to me. Schrödinger's box, you know. It's either
you can or... If you browse to blocktivity.info, you can see the amount of transactions that are going on all these networks. EOS consistently ranks #1 on these transactions. Now, a lot of people say is like, hey, those are bot transactions. But regardless if you manually click the transaction or you program your bot to do that transaction for you, to us as a block producer, we don't care. A transaction comes into the network, we'll process it.
Yeah, the block doesn't care if a bot or
block doesn't care. The network doesn't care who clicked it, how did you program a bot or not. That's irrelevant. So right now there's a CPU mining contract where you send one EOS to this contract, they'll send it back to you and a tiny piece of their token. So this distribution has been going on for a year and absolutely maximizes the network. However, those transactions do cost a little something to make. Though the transaction costs on EOS are very, very, very low, you do need to stake some EOS to do a few transactions a day, right? So you stake a lot of EOS, you do a lot of transactions a day.
Can you unstake that EOS though? So
you can. So
but you can't get your gas back when you use Ethereum. Okay.
Exactly. So you get all your EOS back, and then so when this contract happened, it created so many transactions on the network that there were issues with the network. Sometimes it did get overloaded. Us as block producers, we re-engineered basically how we connect our producing nodes together. We block one brought some improvements to the EOS.io code. Those issues are no longer a problem. We're now comfortably cruising at a super high pace. And what's going to happen is now those transactions, which is kind of a distribution for a project that many people question, what's the point of this project? Now those transactions are kind of being replaced by trades, and a lot of trades and arbitrage. And so those trades have more value than the distribution contract. So now these IDOs transactions, there's less of them because they can't afford the tiny more incremental higher cost that these other transactions that bring more value can afford. So it's all so the network is running at maximum capacity, but it's very cheap right now to run. As new projects come online and they have a bit more value in their transactions, they're going to be bumping out those useless transactions because they're actually able to pay a bit more because those transactions have more value. So the answer is no. Yep. EOS does not have scaling issues. We, as a #1 block producer, we're buying hardwares, we're buying soft servers. That's not my game, but we're constantly upgrading our servers to be able to continually handle this high volume. So we're handling a high volume of transactions that don't really matter. When real applications come in and they're like, hey, I need a ton of transactions and there's a lot of value behind them, I'm willing to pay more than these useless transactions. We're like, great, we're ready. We're running insane amounts of transactions already. So EOS is ready for large scale applications to come on and run on our network. Is ADA, Cardano, are they ready for that? They don't know yet because they haven't launched smart contracts yet on their platform, right? It's possible there might be.
I was just talking to Charles about NFT.
They're going to have to tweak things. Maybe there's not as many apps. People start to losing hope. Hey, you said all these things would happen. They're not happening. And then they'll probably experience a sell the news event, right? Where people sell the launch and then it trickles down and then people keep building and then adoption picks up and then you go back up. So EOS is ahead of the game in that cycle. We went through the downturn. We optimized the network. We're now running. We know what we can handle. We know what we can deliver. And now big companies are like, okay, cool. I might consider deploying on EOS because it's been running for 2 years. They are handling 4,000 transactions a second. No problem. All day, every day, right?
So I wanted to talk about Vancity and how you're utilizing what EOS has done, right? Like, so what are these projects taking advantage of and what are they doing layer, right? Like what is Vancity taking advantage of when it's saying like, I'm using EOS? How so and in what way? And how can other people use that as sort of like a proof of concept to kind of do their thing like you with it?
For sure. On Wax.
Yeah,
which is also built on EOS.io, right? So that's the same open source code that Block One provides. Us EOS block producers, we got together, we copied that code. We're like, hey, we're running the EOS network. Wax block producers got together, did the same thing, copy that code. They're running that network. So we're a guild on Wax as well as being a block producer on EOS. So we're running both on both
the ultimate alliance, by the way.
And we're running Ultra coming up soon as well, which is another gaming blockchain-based network that's also built on EOS.io. So our specialty is EOS.io based products that can be Wax, EOS, Ultra, right? So for this one, so our first release with Vancity was in October. That was our first time doing an NFT release.
How'd that go?
We kept it simple. It went well. People enjoyed it because we're delivering a lot of value. So this Vancity concept actually, these are graphic novels that were made by Reed, our photographer artist behind the Vancity project. He takes pictures of real people in epic zombie makeup, and then he adds some composite effects, post-production, and he really makes this stunning art. And then he created a comic book series, 2 episodes so far, called Vancity Outbreak. Now, he was chatting with one of our EOS Nation ambassadors this summer in Vancouver, saying how he couldn't find a way to distribute this graphic novel that he built. Printing it was pretty expensive. Distribution in stores was kind of not obvious, especially during COVID. So he had a problem of distribution. And then Brian's like, hey, I was just chatting with Steph the other day. He's all up into these NFTs. He saw the vision. He's like, maybe you could release it as an NFT. So Brian calls me up. He's like, what do you think? I'm like, I love it. I was super deep into NFTs this summer. I knew I wanted to get more involved in the space, start building on top of collecting and trading, which I was doing this summer. So I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's run it. Let's publish this comic book as an NFT series. Okay, how would that work? What would we do? We're taking this piece of art, blah, 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 blah. So then
you gamified it is what you've done, which I think is pretty badass, to kind of make it a comic book collectible gamification thing where it's like, it's not just, you know, a screenshot on the blockchain. There's utility provided to it by the issuer that gives it this like kind of like an Easter egg, you know, thing. Outside of it just being a cute thing in your wallet, you can gamify it and kind of collect things and get these airdrops and a lot of cool stuff that you guys are doing.
Absolutely. So my partner with dotGems, which is our NFT label, you know, Van City's our first real project under the dotGem label. It's me and Martin, who has also been working for EOS Nation with us for 3 years. He's based in China. He's an artist. He's had artworks sold in international galleries. He actually got introduced to crypto because someone paid with Bitcoin for his artwork.
Oh, wow.
And that's how he got into crypto. He spent 3 years with us working with EOS Nation. And now when the NFT scene blowing up, he was like, oh man, I love this stuff. You know, he's an artist. He's out there collecting on Super Rare and on Ethereum, all that stuff. So he really brings that artistic vision. Like, he studied art, you know, art school. He's a published artist, etc. So he has that. He's our art director. He has that vision. I used to do a lot of gaming, strategy, played poker, StarCraft, Warcraft, Dota, all that stuff. So I love the gamification aspect and the strategy aspect. So we're kind of bringing these two expertise together in the NFT world. And so we're looking to innovate. We're looking to build cool new things. We're looking to deliver, you know, content from these artists in new ways that were not possible before NFTs came on the scene. And the advantage of building on EOS.io is that we can do all sorts of stuff that you can't do on Ethereum because of that high throughput, because of the low transaction cost, where you stake some of your wax or EOS, you do your transactions, you get all your wax or EOS back afterwards. So with that, you know, with our first release, Zombies and Humans and the Outbreak, people are like, is there going to be a game? Can I fight these? Is there going to be a fight or something? And I'm like, no, you know, we were still learning a lot of this stuff. It was our first release. We didn't want to promise too many things that we can actually deliver. But building up to this second release, we definitely like, okay, like, how are we taking this to the next level? What else can we put in this sale to make it more fun, more interesting, and just, you know, jam-packed with value for our collectors that want to join in?
Was this something that you were looking forward to doing on the first launch and you just, you know, it wasn't there? Or is this something that came to you as an epiphany after the fact?
So the NFT space is so new and the possibilities are literally endless.
It's like the Green Lantern's ring, bro. It's limited to your imagination. Absolutely. And that is it.
Absolutely. Exact. So no, we didn't know that's where it was going to go. And we don't know where dotGems is.
That's where I was leading up to, man. Yeah, you have like no clue where this could go in 1 year, which is kind of insane to think about where we've come with NFTs in the past 4 years. Put that aside, in just the past 6 months, we have leapfrogged 4 years of innovation. The next 12 months, bro, this year could be, I mean, just...
It's going to be insane. It's going to be absolutely insane. We have way too many ideas, not enough hours in the day to do them all. We're going to have to choose. But it's gonna be epic. Like, I remember talking in 2017, 2018 to people like, yo, NFTs are gonna be a thing, art on the blockchain. I'm telling you, it's gonna be. I wasn't in the scene back then, and I didn't really think that I would be. Like, I'm not an art collector. I've never really cared about that. I don't really have style, or like, that's just not my thing. So I didn't think I would get interested, but I was like, yeah, that's gonna exist. I see the logic. I see how it's gonna play out. For sure, a lot of people are gonna be into this. And then earlier this year, started collecting, trading, made some profits on some GPK packs. I was like, holy shit, this is fun, profitable. I'm enjoying collecting. I don't know why, but I really want all of these fucking GPKs. And then got into it more. The community is super fun. Everyone's positive, creative, sharing their art. It's just an amazing space. And then, so we're like, okay, we definitely want to be more involved in here. And then we're thinking, where's this going? Level 1, sure. For me, it seems like NFTs are just starting. Level 1, people are publishing their art on the blockchain. Okay, where is this going? Well, metaverses and VR is an obvious next step, in our opinion. And that's probably the end game for NFTs, or like, that's where you'll want to bring your NFTs to interact with them, put them up on your VR house, wear your VR hat, your one of one hat or whatever it is on your avatar. Like, absolutely, this stuff is coming. So we started buying land on all these
smart
metaverses.
Digital real estate is way I think digital real estate will have more value than the physical real estate will ever.
It's going to be crazy. It's absolutely going to be crazy. So we bought some on the 5 main metaverses: Decentraland, Sandbox, Somnium, CryptoVoxels, and there's another one I don't remember.
Llama Land? That's one.
Yeah,
Upland, I think it's called Upland. I always call it Llama
Oh,
Land.
Upland, yeah, of course.
I always call it Llama Land, but they should just rebrand. Rebrand, bro. I'm telling them. Llama Land.
Yeah. So we're building, and then our plan is to accompany our NFT releases with these VR experiences as well. To
like Ready Player One.
Absolutely. Ready Player One is coming. Ready Player Steph is ready for it. And like, I can't wait for that to happen. So Martin built our Vancity showroom in CryptoVoxels over the last few days. We incorporate a scavenger hunt in there. You start off, so you just click this link from your mobile or your computer, no account creation needed. Boom, you're right there in our gallery. You can walk around, check out some of the art that we'll be releasing in the series. And then there's a little scavenger hunt. So you find a red panic button, you click it. There's a Google form that pops up, gives you hints, blah, blah, blah. If you finish the scavenger hunt, we'll drop you an extra bundle of weapons for the zombies versus humans battle that's coming up next week.
That's badass.
So we're bringing that art as a collectible. We're adding an NFT battle on top of it next week,
man.
And we're bringing the VR to top it all off to make it a fully immersive experience. And people are absolutely loving it.
Dude, that's some like Pokemon Go level 3.0 type shit. Like, when I hear this, that's like, all I'm thinking is like Pokemon Go wishes they could do what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, so dotGems as a brand and business model, like, this is our tryouts. Like, we're building a portfolio of products and releases, and like, hey, this is the type of stuff we can do. So 2021, we'll be working with all sorts of artists, producing all sorts of releases. And then 2022, when the big brands start to FOMO into NFTs and these virtual lands, and they're like, oh my God, we need to get in there. That's when they'll hire us for the big bucks.
You know where I think this will be shown? You'll have this shown and displayed in an event like CES or something next year. Like, that whole conference will want to utilize this at CES in one way or another. And that's where I see that, like, that mainstream utility first picking up is at like a CES type of an event.
Absolutely, or
G4,
or a music festival.
Yeah, Blau just tweeted that he's doing his first MP, and I keep calling them MP5s because MP3, MP4, MP5, but he has a music video NFT that he's launching. Of course, I mean, what was it? Travis Scott did the very first virtual concert in Fortnite. Like, that is where we're headed.
That's where we're heading 100%. So Martin finishes our showroom. He's like, here's the link, Steph. Go check it out. Let me know what you think. I get in there and I'm like, wow, this is actually really nice. I didn't know what to expect. It's the first time we do a showroom for one of our Nifty releases. Martin absolutely nailed it. And then I was walking around our showroom and I was like, oh yeah, super cool. And then I see our neighbor has a like hexagonal awareness center. I'm like, oh, what's that? Full of colors and hexagonal shapes or whatever. Just walking around, like, oh, that's cool. Oh, what's this other gallery beside that? And then I just spent like 10 minutes walking around outside in our neighborhood, just being amazed at like, oh, super cool creative structure or some cool art. And I was just like, wow, this is super cool. People are gonna absolutely fall in love with this.
Bro,
stuff.
You think people decorate their house for Christmas now? Wait until they don't have to hang the lights up.
Yo, so we're moving into a new place, and then my girlfriend's doing some decorating on Pinterest, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know if we'll have the budget for all that. And then I just thought this morning, I'm like, man, maybe I can give her a VR headset. She can just decorate the house how she wants. And be like, oh, you want your decoration? Put your AR glasses on. And then boom, our house is Christmas.
It's literally making your reality your own without conflicting with somebody else's reality right next to you. You could be wearing your headset, she could be wearing her headset, and your house is both designed individually unique and in one place at the same time.
And everyone in the planet can come visit at no cost.
Right.
Oh, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be.
That's why I think
insane.
crypto voxels is very underappreciated. I mean, I love Decentraland, and what they're doing is way more technical, but the simplicity behind crypto voxels is just like the Minecraft simplicity of adoption.
It's great, and like a lot of people in our Advanced City community had never gone into a metaverse before. We're like, hey, there's a bundle of weapons if you do this scavenger hunt. They're like, okay, let's go. Click, and then they get out like, oh, super cool, and they really enjoyed it, and everyone's been, you know, pleasantly surprised. So this space is going to keep growing. We're super excited to be building more VR worlds. We've been building on Somnium as well. That's where we're going to have our main gallery. We'll have showrooms. We'll have our big gallery. We'll be hosting on VR events.
Are you using any Are you using any non-crypto VR things like what is it, like state alt space and
I don't know.
Some other
I don't
ones?
care if it's not on the crypto network.
Okay.
I don't care.
I'm with you too, because I mean I'm seeing people, and shout out to my bro token gamer Jerome, I love you, and I do want to make like this alt space, and I was, you know, talking to him. He's like a virtual architect. You know, he's like a construction worker for the internet, right? Like he'll go into crypto voxels, Decentraland, or alt space
for people.
and build it. Yeah. It's like hiring, you know, a team. So I was gonna get him to do a alt space world, but then I'm thinking, well, not my keys, not my alt space. Like all the money I'm about to give you to build a virtual world for me in a centralized entity like alt space, if they don't like what I'm saying, they could just like delete my world. But with crypto voxels, Decentraland, Upland, all these things that we're talking about here now, it is my real estate. They can't just delete me because they don't like what I've done with the real estate that I have purchased.
So I'm not sure. Like I think each platform has a different level of centralization.
Well, that's where the user interface will, you know, expose, but it's still
you know,
there.
I'm not too sure about that, but in my opinion, the Ready Player One that's going to exist in the future is going to be built on a blockchain network, a public blockchain network, in my opinion. So for dotGems, that's where we're focused on. But that doesn't mean that other brands can't deliver epic VR experiences on their own private server. Really, it's not that different. If you click a link, you go into voxels, or you click a link, you go into your private server. The people, you know, it's still going to be attractive depending on what you build it. So the Uplift guys, you know, they've been building in Minecraft.
Oh, yeah, dude. That was
Minecraft server. And at first I was like, what? They're building.
I know. If I did not know M Blue, I would have been like, well, this is stupid. What a scam. It's so genius.
But genius. Absolutely genius. No cost of entry. Everyone can just join in. So you know, so they're not building on a public blockchain.
Right. They took a game that wasn't crypto and brought it to crypto.
Well, and that's the thing. That's the NFT space. It's
Do you think we'll see those bridges built where like with like Minecraft may not be on the blockchain, but maybe they have a bridge for their servers to utilize things like maybe Filecoin or Decentraland to store those servers in that manner, because they don't need to fork and become a blockchain game. They just have to adopt and just turn on one little API.
Yeah, that's very possible. And you know, every brand can build the way they want to, really. Like, it's pure open space. You let your creativity flow wherever you want. If it's a private server or public blockchain, whatever it is, I'm sure there's going to be companies and teams that are going to be building amazing experiences across a variety of different metaverses. And it's gonna be super cool. I can't wait to get more involved.
Do you see a chicken and the egg problem though with like the VR, like we're mentioning the headsets and being able to interact with that world that we're in, you know, kind of front running here. Like it's not yet a real thing, but there's a lot of money being invested in virtual real estate without that, or is there that engagement? So it's like the chicken and the egg. Are we waiting for like those VR goggles, or are the VR goggles waiting for the blockchain, you know, overlay to the Ready Player One world? Like,
yeah. So all these worlds so far, you can also access through your computer, right? Yep. Or voxels, even your phone. So right in there, walking around, absolutely amazing. So that VR headset is not a barrier to entry. It's just like an augmentation to the experience.
Because when we talk about this, people, and even like, you know, it's kind of like Bitcoin, they think all this stuff they need. And when I like, yo, check out this, like, you know, crypto voxels or this VR world or metaverse, right? Just the word metaverse. it comes with that, like, oh, I need to get an Oculus headset or one of those like VR headsets to do
People
this.
have no idea.
It turns off. People don't even click on links that say come to my VR hangout because they think they got to put on a VR headset.
Yeah, exactly. And that's education that's going to happen. Like when I was talking about decentralization and blockchain to my friends in 2017, no one had no clue what I was talking about. Now they kind of know. People know, oh yeah, blockchain. Oh yeah, I've heard of that, right? And there's going to be that same learning process that's going to happen in the NFT space. People like through our promo, for example, we were the #1 parcel on Voxels yesterday in terms of daily visits.
That's pretty badass.
It's amazing. It's amazing. We have no idea what to expect.
Right, but damn, dude, that's pretty bad. Like, that's an achievement worth noting.
Absolutely. Marty told me, I'm like, screenshot that right away, bro.
Screenshot it, make it an NFT, and give it to everybody who helped make it happen.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. And a lot of these people that visited our space, it was their first time in the cryptoverse, and they step out and they're like, that was super cool. I spent, someone's like, yeah, my daughter's now fucking walking around in the lake in crypto voxels, she's exploring, walking around. And so these people, we brought a bunch of new people to crypto voxels, and all these projects, they're all going to be bringing new people. And so this question about the chicken and egg is not really about the VR headset, in my opinion. It's about, like, right now, if you go into voxels, there's not much going on. There's not many people walking around. Most of the spaces are not built. Kind of looks half empty. It's like, oh, okay, I guess there's nothing going on, All right, I'm out, right? But now we're doing this gallery. We're doing this event. All of a sudden, there's a few people here. Some other project brings his crowd in. And now when new people are going to look in later this year or next year, they're going to see a whole scene of things going on and epic art. And they're like, what is this? Jump in and walk around. There's a bunch of people here. And then they're hooked. Right? So the issue is getting that initial activity going. And that's going to come from projects like ours and all sorts of other projects that are going to see the potential and be like, yeah, we want to augment our art, our content, whatever. It's going to introduce people. People are going to trickle in. They'll tell your friends, yo, that was super cool. Check out this link.
Right. You know what concretes my faith in this? Like, straight up just puts it in concrete cement. I have no shake at all in my hindsight when it comes to that, what you're talking about. Sims. That game has taken 6 figures from people. Some people have invested 6 figures into their Sims universes, and it's just their own little world. Imagine when they could have that a part of their community as well.
Ready Player One, like, inevitable. There's no way around it.
And that's great about the media. When we keep relating it to Ready Player One, bro, we do have to realize, like, the media is on-ramping people for us at this point, right? Like, they're educating through entertainment now.
Exactly. And yeah, exactly. So it's going to keep growing for sure.
Did you see any potential, roadblocks that could lead to a stump or a hump in that, road that we're headed down? Anything that you could see? Like, I do worry. I'll put an example. I worry a little bit about, like, institutional takeover, corporate takeover, companies that come in and are doing, similar things to what you're doing, but with such a big name and so much money. In a year or two from now, it'll look like you stole their idea. You know what I mean?
Bring it.
Okay.
Bring on the big boys. We'll have such a head start. They'll be hiring us. They won't know what to do.
See, that's a good point, right? They don't have the bandwidth to compete. The developer drought is real.
Or the expertise, or like, hey, what are these crazy people who visit crypto voxels at showrooms? What do they like? Well, you need to give them a bundle of NFT weapons for a battle to get them in your showroom.
See, this is why I'm excited for Van City, because that's what Sims, when they come out with Sims 2022, they're going to be partnering with Van City to do Sims 2022.
Sure, why not? Exactly. And so they're going to need expertise from people in the scene, and that's all of us. And there's going to be huge growth. There's going to be a lot more companies coming in. I just see tons of potential. And you asked me, like, what's a roadblock? I literally do not see any. Like, it's not like the SEC is going to crack down on our fucking virtual house. They're not. That's not what they're going to be targeting. So I don't think that's an issue.
See, dude, I hate wearing a tinfoil hat sometimes. You're right. I do believe it will not be the SEC, but I do believe when we innovate technology and it dictates civilization and where it's moving as a society goes in whole, governments create entities and give them responsibilities. We didn't have the DEA until Pablo Escobar was selling more coke than we could sell, flour and sugar. So they created the DEA specifically for Pablo Escobar. And then we specifically created the money transmittance laws where you can't, trade 10,000 without KYC. That was specifically for him. And now we have money laundering because of Pablo Escobar. We have the DEA because of Pablo Escobar. And I'm wondering, is there a Pablo Escobar of NFTs or a Pablo Escobar of where they could just create this 3-letter entity like NFT and call that the FBI of NFT
I don't think it's high stakes enough for the governments to care, They're just going to let us do our thing. We're just playing around with art and colors and creativity and so I really don't see a problem. The one thing actually that's probably going to become more a topic of discussion this year is custody of NFTs. Your Wax wallet, your Wax Cloud wallet is actually not under your control. If you're putting NFTs of value in there, they're kind of custodying your art. They're custodying your value. They're kind of like custodying your crypto, and you kind of need legal licenses to do that. So that's actually something that could be, if these NFTs really start to gain a lot of value and then some big fuck up happens and some custodian of NFTs breaks down or I don't know the space on Ethereum,
right?
Rare and the Nifty Gateway and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't even think they give me my private key for any NFT I buy on Nifty Gateway.
They don't, exactly. So it's the custodial account. So technically they might need financial licenses to hold that $2 million
or
NFT on your behalf.
I want to elaborate on this because technically you may need to submit a KYC just to be able to sell the NFT. Like I bought an NFT on Nifty Gateway. I cannot take it back onto my MetaMask wallet. I can't put it onto a NFT Kzjau coin and hand it to you with an offline trans. I can't do these things. I do worry about, like you mentioned with the Wax Cloud wallet, I get worried that the government's going to tell Wax that if they let us withdraw an NFT to an address that is not KYC'd, just say no. So now when you go to withdraw it from a cloud wallet, it'll say no, submit your driver's license, submit your ID, and then we'll get it whitelisted, and then we'll have permission from the government to allow you to withdraw it from that custodial place.
Yeah. So that would be the one thing actually that might slow this down. But, technically, if you buy an NFT, you sell it for profit. That's kind of like a stock transaction. Right. You should be declaring taxes, perhaps not where you live or whatever. I don't know the accounting rules that much. But those are considerations that as the NFT space grows, those considerations are going to grow as well. So maybe I guess that'd be the only thing. But really, if people are doing it legitly, if you actually have Gemini as a custodian. So actually Gemini.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So Gemini runs Nifty Gateway, right?
Yep.
So they're actually licensed to hold your NFTs.
Absolutely.
Probably. So they're probably already regulated like that, right? So that's all that's going to happen is you're going to have legit regulated
and what people want when it comes with custodial is scapegoatism, right? That's the main feature. The best utility of having a custodial of anything is that's your scapegoat. When something goes wrong, you have somebody that you could hold responsible, and it's not you staring at the mirror. You have an entity that you could hold responsible.
It's also incentivizing people not to go out and fraud all these NFT holders.
That's
because
true too.
They know they need to be legit, they need to be registered, they need blah blah blah. And then if they fuck up, well, they're done. Their business is done. Their life is going to suck. And then that incentive protects people from not getting ripped off, right? But you know what? Like, I don't think that's going to be a huge deal this year.
No, me neither.
The SEC is they're worried about Ripple from like 4 years ago.
I know. They're
so
late.
They're near getting to NFTs. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun this year, and projects are going to bring a ton of creativity and new things.
I just want people to take advantage of that moment we're talking about. While they're all distracted with everything else that they're trying to catch up on, this is the opportunity for people like us, the little guys, the underdogs, the independent, not corporates, to start innovating and be early adopters and have that legacy ahead of them. You know how many individual people were making NFTs, and now like Hasbro's starting to do it, and Marvel Ripple and all these companies are trying to get into what we've been doing well before them. We have that paradigm shifting opportunity to be the next Hasbro. Topps playing cards only existed because they set a standard for physical playing cards. We can now set the next standard. We don't need them to be the next NFT people. We are going to replace them with this.
There's literally no barriers to entry.
Zero.
Anyone can mint some NFTs on Wax. Just go ahead, do your collection. Nobody cares. Oh well, it costs you like 20 cents. Like, oh, nice try. Try again. Oh,
right. Keep
people
trying.
love this
Keep
collection.
trying.
Great. I did a raid. People are going to keep publishing. It's enabling a huge long tail of artists to publish their art through a distribution method that they didn't have before.
Do you think somebody like Fiverr could reach out to you and Van City or EOS Nation or one of these projects and
anyone if they want to build some cool stuff on an EOS.io network with NFTs? We'll work with them for sure.
Because I buy a lot of art from Fiverr that's custom. You know, I send an image and some ideas, and they'll send me back. But really, it's just like a screenshot. And I'd much rather buy that NFT from them rather than the JPEG. That way, I could, within that file, I have the licensing, I have redistribution, I have all the rights and legal documents I need just in that image, rather than just saying, no, look, I have a JPEG. That's what gives me permission.
Like that makes too much sense for it not to happen.
Thank you.
It's not gonna happen this year. It's gonna take a while, but eventually Fiverr is gonna be afraid of people not caring about their products because everyone wants that blockchain certification.
Yep. And
then like, okay, shit, we need to run some blockchain certification. Hey, dotGems, how do we do this? Oh, no problem. Do this. Bang, bang, bang.
Did you see Teespring's got into it? Teespring, about maybe a week or two ago, announced, and it's already live because I have a Teespring, I got to play with it. You can now list digital goods. So if you're an artist and you design wallpapers or you design like poster art, you could literally sell virtual goods on Teespring. So I could buy a wallpaper for my smartphone from you off of Teespring.
Great, yeah, exactly. But no blockchain yet.
No, that's them literally screaming for help, saying we need to move forward. They're trying, and like you mentioned earlier, they just don't have the bandwidth or the developers or the know-how. But this is them kind of saying like, all right, we're going to experiment here and then move forward. And it's very obvious that they're crawling their way, and it's smart to crawl because if they ran, they'd probably break a leg at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of brands don't even know this space exists yet. And they will hear about it because their competitor is going to announce something. They're like, what? What's this? Oh, shit, we need to look into it. Just like what happened with Bitcoin and MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor. He's like, hey, fellow CEOs, look what I did. And then it was like, whoa, what's he doing? What's this about? Yo, do you know about this? Oh, shit, we need some Bitcoin for our treasury as well. And then so NFTs, you're going to have the same rush. And then... so Wax and EOS.io is super well positioned because we can build games on top.
Yep.
And no transaction cost. So this NFT battle that's coming up, you just send in your NFTs to our battle contract, send in some extra weapons to boost your human, and then we'll randomly assign power. We'll randomly assign humans and zombies to fight. Whoever has the highest power level wins. The losing NFT is burned. The weapons are burned. We return the winning NFT to you, and we also give you a +1 kill count NFT.
Oh shit! Proof of
that
kill.
one we're backing with Wax. So you
I
actually
could
win
burn
Wax for winning a battle.
Oh shit! So I could burn my proof of kill and get my currency of victory out of it.
Exactly.
So, dude, you guys are, it sounds so innovative, and I mean no disrespect by this, but it's almost as, as...
It's super obvious.
It's like
so fucking obvious.
Like, why are more... Oh, God, dude.
And they will.
Like,
and
imagine this right now, what we're talking about is like Oregon Trail. You know what I mean? Like that video game on your computer, Oregon Trail, where you had to survive like sepsis and get across the country. Yeah. That was like one of the best earlier computer games I could ever recall. And like I still go back and play that. But like when you look back now and we have like Call of Duty, Fortnite, Apex Legends, Fall Guys, all that came from things like Oregon Trail. And to see what you guys are doing right now and to think like, oh, it sounds so innovative because it is, but only for our time. To imagine like a year from now what you could do on top of that battle that you're talking about, like
it's super simple and super obvious.
That's what excites the shit out of me, bro. Like I get hyped.
Battle contract. We got Denis, our CTO for EOS Nation, one of the best smart contract coders on EOS.io. He usually works on some pretty important stuff for EOS. I was able to get him hyped enough on NFTs because I bought some land. I'm like, yeah, EOS Nation now owns this land that we're buying. I was like, what? Oh, I own VR land now? Oh, that's super sweet stuff. And then so I got him hyped on it. And then I'm saying like, hey, we want to build a battle with these humans and zombies. Can you help us out? I'm like, yeah, I want to keep it simple. I was like, okay, cool. We started, and then it's like, hey, can we do this? Can we do this? Blah, 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 blah. And then so he's just had a ton of fun building the smart contract battle for us. It's fully on chain. So there's no UI. We don't have graphics of these NFTs fighting. But what we do have is a Telegram bot that's going to update us on what's going on.
Dude,
right
Telegram's so ready for NFTs, bro. It's so scary. I don't even think Telegram's ready for how much NFTs are about to live on Telegram.
It's amazing. It's really fun. So we're putting up $1,000 of wax. So that's 24,000 24,000.
Okay, you got my attention.
So we're giving 24,000 wax in the form of these kill NFTs that we're gonna back. So we'll be running our battle next week. It's probably gonna last 7 days. For 24 hours, people can send in their zombies and their humans, and then their weapons to power up their humans, and then we battle, and then we give out these kill NFTs backed by wax, and then we'll be giving out 24,000 wax over the course of the battle. So people who join this Vancity release, we also are doing a full pre-mint release. We're trying to keep it as fair and fun as possible. I didn't want to force people to be online at 12 p.m. Eastern to get their valuable NFTs, right? You don't break your pack right away, and you don't get low mints, and then those people get a ton of value. So these survival drops that we're selling, they're all pre-minted. So regardless if you buy it now or you bought it yesterday, everyone's equal. You all have equal chances at low mints. Every drop is going to include at least one battle zombie and one battle human. You're also going to include one rare, 4 to 5 comic book pages, a chance at ultra rares, and exactly. And all that's going down tomorrow. So the sale ends tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. And then that's when we'll be airdropping our collection to everyone who's holding these survival drops. And then we'll let people trade for a week, figure out which guys you want to keep for your set, which guys you want to send to battle. And then we're doing our battle next week. And then everyone who gets at least one kill in that battle is going to earn the collector's edition for the series. People who earn the most kills are going to get the lowest mint of that collector's edition.
So more kills, lower mints. That's really gamifying it in a sense where, it's real proof of work that we're putting into NFTs now, which is pretty badass. People have to go out and earn it and not just buy it. But now, how much of your time did you put behind it? Now, how much do you love it? Supply and demand plus nostalgia. Come on, man. Like, we've been seeing what happens when you do that with Pokemon cards.
Yeah, exactly. So our first release was a different model. We had 20,000 NFTs, and I just dropped them to everyone who participated. So only a third of our series sold out back then. So everyone got a ton of NFTs for buying that drop. You can send in those series ones as boosters for your humans and zombies. This is going to be a small boost for those series 1 NFTs. Because
but they earned it, man. Yeah.
The main boosts are going to be coming from the weapons that are also included in this survival drop. But if you got extra season 1s, a lot of people do, send them into this battle. You'll get a small boost. You'll burn your NFT. You can get a better chance of earning more kill scores and better mint on that collector's edition.
Where can people go to start getting involved with this? If do they need to start with a Wax wallet, or do they just need to start in a Telegram or go to a website? How do I get somebody that's not a crypto person, day one, kind of wet behind the ears? How do I show them this as their first entry to NFTs? What do they need?
So first of all, you send them our Crypto Voxels gallery link. That's step 1. You don't need any account to do that. You just click in, and then boom, you're into the experience.
I'll post that in the description, everybody.
Get them motivated. And then obviously you send them to Wax Cloud Wallet. Absolutely amazing service. Create a free wallet. No blockchain stuff needed. Then they do need to find Wax somehow. Might be hard for a newbie. Changely. There you go. I use Huobi. But yeah, usually you need an exchange. And then our survival drops are 100 wax. So
that's not bad at all. That's awesome.
So yeah, so we're keeping it affordable. We've sold out half of our survival drops. So whatever's not sold by tomorrow, we're going to be burning.
Yeah, I think I picked up a few. I just kept buying more. Every time somebody in my Telegram mentioned it, I bought one every time a random person mentioned it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, we have a lot of fans, dedicated fans. Oh, another cool promo we ran. We played the what's on your left game, right? The zombies are coming. Grab what's on your left. Okay, you got a water bottle for a weapon. We voted on our favorites, and we've included those items as weapons in the Series 2 release.
That's awesome.
So this guy's cherry shrimp is a weapon, you know, in our release. This
I am
tiny
so
cherry
embarrassed that I missed that opportunity, because I would have made sure that I kept this on my left just to get minted.
Oh, well, actually, absolutely. So we're closing the final round just in a few hours.
Oh, I gotta submit my weapon. This is my weapon,
Absolutely,
guys.
submit your bong weapon for sure. And then so join our Telegram group at the Van City Outbreak. And then you can also follow dotGems on Twitter at dotgems_. And those two places for now, you'll get all your Van City updates and then all our future projects that we're working. Next release we're working on is going to be on EOS. We're kickstarting the NFT scene on EOS. We'll be working. We've got a good idea for a concept. I think the EOS people will enjoy it and appreciate it. And hopefully, we get more EOS NFTs going. Because right now the scene on EOS is kind of slow, and we've had a few projects, approach us. Hey, what do you think of this? Yeah, I'm like, oh, where are you launching? They're like, oh, well, Wax. There's no EOS NFT scene. I'm like, well, maybe you could start it. And they're like, they don't want to go first. Fine, we'll go first.
Respect.
We'll do something nice, and I think hopefully kickstarts the series. And we definitely want to be publishing as dotGems, like I said, on not just Wax but EOS and Ultra as well in the future.
To wrap things up, I guess my last question, and it's because of what you just said here, is what are your thoughts moving forward for interoperability for NFTs? Wrapping them, or being able to, have your Ethereum NFT somewhat in like a locked escrow, and you can mint the clone of it onto Wax or EOS or whatever blockchain can support NFTs. I feel like when we're talking like that Ready Player One vibe, I think the interoperability is that missing link to its actual success. Without interoperability, in my own opinion, this will self-cannibalize itself all the way, snake to tail, without interoperability. But so you're a little bit more in the in. Do you think that we could survive without interoperability? Do we need Windows to communicate with iOS? Or can they exist in their own ecosystems and we can still see that success?
I think interoperability is coming and is also another inevitability. And people are building bridges. So right now, people are building bridges for assets, wrapping Bitcoin with Ren or with BitGo onto Ethereum. We've got provable tokens now that are basically wrapping like 30 Ethereum coins and Bitcoin on EOS. So right now, for example, I'm liquidity providing some EOS and some BTC on the EOS network in the DeFi box liquidity pool. I'm earning like 20% APR on that liquidity providing, just like people do on Uniswap. Well, that exists on EOS as well. It's called DeFi box. And then so these wrappers are going all over, right? That's not going to stop. People are going to continue doing this, and I think it's great. NFTs, same thing's going to happen. Absolutely, no doubt about it. People are going to start wrapping NFTs. You want to send them cross-chain. You want them to show up in your Ethereum-based crypto voxel or whatever, but actually be linked to your Wax NFT. I'm sure that's going to be possible. I'm not a coder, so I don't know the details on the technicality, but I've heard teams talking about this, and I know some teams are working on some of this, but probably not this year. That's probably a bit too advanced still. But this year, we don't need interoperability.
Not
just
yet,
yet.
yeah. But we need
There's
to be
so
working
much going
on it.
But for really Ready Player One to happen, for example, Sandbox, which is a metaverse that's very focused on games. So we've got a plot on Sandbox, but we're not going to be building it right away because they're whitelisting certain groups that are going to actually build a nice experience on their Sandbox plot. So that's coming up in the next few months. But eventually that's going to be really built out, and it's going to have to incorporate either Ethereum or Flow or Matic or Wax or EOS if they really want to become the metaverse of all, that everyone comes to. Well, you need to accommodate assets from all of these groups that are building on these separate networks. So the incentives are there for these metaverses to incorporate all the networks as much as they can, and so I think it's going to happen.
I'm with you, man. The incentive is there because the people working on it know they need the interoperability, and I think you're right. It's far out to the point.
And if their competitor does it and they don't, game over.
Right.
So then they got to do it.
Yep.
So
it's a
there's definitely gonna be a
self-fulfilling.
race.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
The incentives are aligned. I'm telling you, there's nothing that can stop this madness of NFTs and metaverses for just straight blowing up. Last thing I want to mention about our release that I forgot is that we're also giving away the PDF version of episode 2. So if you buy 6 drops from your account, you're also going to receive a redeemable NFT that you can contact me, send that to me, and then I'll send you the PDF file.
Cool.
So you get the full episode 2 comic that you can read. Like, we've got all the pages, there's 56 pages to collect. If you want the cover NFT collector's edition, you need to collect all 56 pages. But you can't really read them. It's not designed to be read like one page at a time on Atomic Asset or whatever.
Not yet, but I know that's coming. As easy as swiping a page on Kindle, I'll be able to swipe a page on Atomic Hub to read that comic.
Let's do it. People have asked us, like, hey, where's my flip book that I can go through my pages? And like, yeah, that's not.
This is that self-fulfilling prophecy. It wasn't even needed until you did this. Now that you did this, that is needed.
Exactly. And but there is a way to visualize a PDF on Atomic Hub, but it's very simplistic, and they just they show the whole PDF. Like, you just scroll through it. Because our comic book is so long, it's just like you can't read anything. It just scrolls instantly past your face, so it doesn't.
Probably really looks cool though.
But yeah, but I'm sure if episode 3 we ever make it, because these 2 first episodes were made before we decided to do the NFT series. We do want to continue it. Reed, the artist behind this, is now absolutely hooked on watching.
You could do
he
it
had
like
no idea of this space.
You could do a video comic where like the NFT has a video, and instead of it flip booking, you could just watch a 3-minute, 4-minute video, or however long the video is of the comic.
Yeah, exactly. So there's tons of options.
I mean, we're talking Green Lantern ring, man. Our imagination is endless. I guess, guys, if you're watching and you want to get more involved with what Steph is doing with Van City, please join the Telegram. We have the links in there so you can go ahead and get a part of these drops. Like you said, they're only 100 wax. Get 6 of them. Redeem it for the PDF. Like, get involved and play around with some of this stuff.
At the minimum, buy 1 drop and come do our scavenger hunt in Crypto Voxels. Take a look at what that feels like. You complete it, I'll drop you a bonus bundle of weapons. So that with your 1 drop, hopefully you can stack one of those humans and get yourself that 1 kill you need for the collector's edition.
See, man, with 100 wax, you can go so far in this space. And I want people to realize, like, I know we say, like, you don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin worth of NFTs either. You can start with 100 wax and join their community. Go check out the Crypto Voxels, I go to say art gallery or museum.
Yeah, it's an art gallery for sure. Showroom, art gallery for sure.
And check that out. Play the game, guys, and let me know what your experience of it's like in the comments below. I would love to go back to this video and see comments 1 year from now of people's first impressions of this, so we could do a recap, go through those comments, and see how far we have come in this 1 year. Because with EOS, Van City, Steph, you guys, like, I have a lot of faith in what yous are doing, and it's necessary. And I see, like I mentioned, like, Sims has that opportunity now to do this because of what you're doing. Otherwise, who could they reach out to? And like you mentioned, with the people that don't want to build that EOS NFTs marketplace, you're taking up that reign. And as an end user of all of this technology, and I am by no means the guy that will ever make anything happen, I'm just the one who really appreciates the fact that it exists so I can use it. So just from me and my audience, man, just thank you. And just keep grinding.
We appreciate it. We're having a blast. We're having fun every single day. The community is great, super positive. And yeah, we definitely plan on being here for years to come. And this battle contract that we've designed it. It's extremely customizable. So next week we're running our battle, but the week after, if another collection wants to run our battle through our contract, that's definitely something that's possible. So reach out. Oh
man, you're really tickling my gamer vibes, man. That's
for sure,
oh,
exactly.
Dude, that's infinite possibility.
So we had a test battle last week to make sure the contract works. We had some mice and some cat battling with some cheese boosters and some laser pointer boosters. And then, I shared it with a few NFT influencers, people that are building. Everyone's like, oh man, this is super fun stuff. Wait, can we do this? Wait, could we use it with our collection and do this? And could you build that? And I'm like, well, not now, but yes. For sure. We're going to keep building on this. As more people use it, we'll keep adding functionalities. And I'm sure in 1 year, this contract is going to be totally something else. For example, there's a Street Fighter release coming.
I know, bro. I didn't want to put you on that.
I did have a Street Fighter NFT battle. I don't know. What do you think?
I didn't want to put that on you, bro. But that's why I'm sitting here getting hype right now. Like, I know all these things that are coming and the things that are happening, and I can see those relationships, the what ifs, those babies that could be born if you and them just got together for a one night stand, even.
And we don't even need to get together with them because they're NFTs. We can just build on top of their release.
Permissionlessness innovation, guys.
There you go. There you go. So Top Shots, someone did that on Ethereum. Top Shots, the NBA series.
It was the CryptoKitties people. Yeah, they did it.
Someone built a fantasy basketball league on top of those Top Shot NFTs, and they're not even associated with the project. Beautiful. So that's kind of... I don't know if we're gonna build something with a Street Fighter.
Fingers crossed. We can make it happen, people. Manifest reality if we all believe it.
I reached out to the Wax team. I'm like, hey, do you know we got an NFT battle contract coming? They're like, no. What's that? So they'll be looking to see how our battle goes this week, and then I'm sure I'll be busy talking with a lot of creators and running battles for other collections.
I'm dead ass. I'm gonna do a video of me in 1 year just watching this interview and reacting to it. Because you guys, seriously, if you're watching this, if you don't get it, just get that I do. I get this. I've been getting it for 5 years. I get it, and I see the potential. And if you don't know why to be excited, just be excited for me. I'm so ready for this. I've been waiting for it dude, in 2018.
And we're building things that we want to see. Like, I spent all 2020 buying all the series, doing all the things, having tons of fun, getting launches fail on me, getting super tilted and frustrated. So these are things I was like, no, that's not happening with our launch. So we're taking all these lessons learned, and we want to keep building, innovating. Our dotGems has an evangelist series. When you participate in our sales, you earn one of these NFTs from this series. There's 2 out so far. There was a Wax survey that we did a while back. We gave out thank you gems to people who filled out that survey and entered their name without knowing they were gonna get the first piece of this series, right? We gave a Van City gem to everyone who bought at least one episode 1 drop, and now. Today I dropped some bonus weapons to people who are holding those collections.
That's really cool of you guys.
So we'll be bringing in the third piece of that series for something that people might interact with our episode 2. Not gonna say what it is exactly because I don't want people farming these, but it's always gonna be a way to reward people who interact with our community. So this set, we're never gonna sell it. We're just gonna award it to people who participate in our events, and then hopefully give them some bonus drops.
And this is how the players become the market. Because you're saying, I'm not going to be the market. I'm going to give it to you. And anybody who didn't play to earn it, they got to get it from you, not me. Now, you are a market maker. You are a marketplace. You are the shopkeeper of this game economy. And I think that's where, and a lack of new words, because the words that we use in the future don't exist yet. But this is where players become employees, in a sense. Where, they don't go to McDonald's for their minimum wage 9 to 5. They could just hop in a game, play a little bit, and still probably walk away with minimum wage income from just playing a game.
So I've heard of this new concept where, instead of playing a game and grinding for the gold of that game to buy those items or whatever, what if you could grind an ownership percentage of that IP, right? What if you reach tail level? Okay, you now own 0.001% of this company. And at the end of the year, we're going to give you your share of the profits from this company. So like you're saying, players, maybe not employees, but co-owners.
Right. The word that we're going to use doesn't exist yet. We will create that word to make sense of the future we're building.
Of some, just a much more aligned stakeholder with the game creators, the players, everyone working together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, I see it. And it's all happening thanks to people like you, bro. So fucking take a chance if you get it, because you're busy, and pat yourself on the damn back, bro, because you're killing it.
Thanks, bro. Means a lot. And we'll be out there all year releasing new innovative series and having fun and trying to always step up the game as much as we can.
Much appreciated. Yo, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. If you get a chance, join my Telegram. And I'll be there to help you guys out because a lot of people really don't know how to start. There's a lot of fucking influencers that are like, oh yeah, come to my, paid Udemy or my Patreon fucking... I do it for free in Telegram.
Is super active, actually. I see you out there in your group, and it's super active. And if I scroll just a bit, I see you out there interacting, answering questions. Hey, check out this series. Oh, this guy's doing great stuff. Oh, check out this artist. He just released.
I just don't want people to miss things just because they don't know where to look. And it's just as easy as joining my Telegram. And I know that vibe from like 2018 comes off like a fucking ICO paid group chat.
You're now a key contributor to the Wax NFT scene, even though,
that makes me so fucking proud.
All you're doing is getting people to hey, look, I know all these projects. Check me out. Here's this one. Here's this one. That's why this one's cool. And that's super valuable. And we're going to need curators like yourself because of this long tail of artists that can now publish anything. And some of it's going to be absolute shit. And some of it's going to be great. And sometimes it's hard to find the great stuff among all the stuff, right? So they're going to need curators like you to be like, hey, this artist's super cool. Hey, I actually know this guy. Hey, this guy did that piece, a few months ago. He's doing a new one.
My claim to fame is I bought the very first drop on Wax ever, and it was COGS Box 1. Okay, what? I got the very first drop ever made on Wax, and on top of all that, I'm flexing a little bit, but I'm waiting for the day I could probably end up doing so much that maybe I could have a team build me my own Atomic Hub. And now we don't have to have, it could be a DAO of Atomic Hub. I could start that. I could do that. And now we don't have to worry about people paying people for pack technology and blah, 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 blah. It could just be done by the community.
So, right now the pack technology, it's something very unique that only the guys at Atomic Hub have built. But maybe dotGems, we're going to build our own pack technology. And then all of a sudden there's a few pack technologies out there. And then there's competition, prices come down. Someone releases an open source pack technology, boom.
That's all we need, dude. If one person works at Pink is a real Bitcoiner, if Pink Nation had one real crypto motherfucker that worked under that hood, they would have released that intellectual property on WikiLeaks and walked away and just said it exists as it should, open source.
They do need
I know. I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I'm just being a bitter influencer.
I talked to them, and they are working on not maybe open source or giving it for free, but making it more self-serve so that they don't have to do as much work to enable a pack drop.
Yeah,
right?
They're going to streamline it, which I think is exciting. I'm looking forward to the streamline.
Which will allow more people, which will
I totally see the point of them having it as a way to kind of pay service. It makes 100% sense out of any angle I look at it. It makes sense.
But those costs are gonna come down for sure. There's no way around it. This is just so new.
I mean, dude, the amount of money they spent building the tech to even just do the packs, I'm pretty sure they're not even at ROI.
They work nonstop, but I think they're making a good revenue from Atomic Hub. It's a sick platform. It's enabling.
It's my favorite. I loved NFTs, but now I'm in love with them thanks to Atomic.
Waxplorer, going to give out a shout out to Waxplorer as well. They're kind of our preferred explorer for Van City because they don't blur our absolutely gory scenes. Atomic Asset, but now Atomic Hub, there's an option in your account. You can be like, hey, I'm an adult. Show it all to me. And then, you can see all the...
But I also like that they have that option because there's a lot of kids that are getting involved in this, and that's an easy option, and it shouldn't be mandatory. It should be optional.
It wasn't available on series episode 1 of Van City. There was no way to unblur them automatically. You had to click on them.
You know what
That's why we went with Waxplorer. They're like, no, we won't blur your stuff. They're like, okay, great. And Ben from Waxplorer is great as well.
Yep.
Always helping with these collections, allows you to really easily complete your collections. But the guys at Pink Network are also doing great work, and all this technology is going to get more democratized and lower cost and all that stuff. That's also
anything I've ever said that sounded like talking shit about them was just coming from an unbiased anarchist.
A jealousy. I want
yes, that's it. I'm just a fucking hater. That's it.
So we considered the pack tech as well, right? We reached out. They're like, here's our price range. I'm like, well, that's probably going to be more than we're going to do in our total release.
That's true.
So for episode 1, at the same time, Bounty Block had developed a sick airdrop tool, and we've been working with Bounty Block on EOS for a few years now. We're always promoting their good work in our EOS hot sauce. So they're like, hey, Steph, if you want to try out our airdrop tool or beta test it, here it is. I was like, oh, that's great, thank you. So as I'm working that tool, I'm like, oh, I can use this to make my distribution, and this is free, instead of having to pay, the big bucks for the pack tech. So that's how the Van City distribution was kind of born, using that airdrop tool. So after our season 1 airdrop, or episode 1, Bounty Block released this tool to more people. So you do need to get whitelisted, because spammers could really
or counterfeiters. I mean, I could just take all your art and do the same thing and counterfeit it.
It's so powerful. Yeah, you could airdrop to everyone. It's a really powerful tool. So he only lets known NFT creators in the space use it. But since then, a lot of teams have been using that airdrop tool and distribution method, and it's really solid.
And that has yet to really been flexed. So just knowing that it exists and waiting to see how it's used, that shit is going to be
exactly.
fun.
So there's going to be more and more options like this. Costs are going to come down. It's going to be more affordable. More people are going
and
to
it's already so affordable. To say that it's going to be more affordable sounds ridiculous, but it will be.
And the crazy thing is like, I'm not a coder. I have no technical experience, right? I was able to create that episode 1 series from scratch using click and create tools, Atomic Hub, Bounty Block, boom. I made my own release, no dev work required. For this one, we got Denis, the pro, on board for the NFT battle. That stuff, obviously I can't do that. But it's still just to show, like, anyone can create their own series.
In the future, I'll be able to battle Vesa Art and Josie Art. That's
high stakes. Well, we made our battle high stakes. I played a lot of poker in my life, so I like the high stakes battle. So you lose your NFT if you lose this battle. But
if I'm battling you for this NFT, I know it's worth the one I'm willing to risk to get.
Exactly. Or maybe you play for keeps, right? You get the other guy's NFT, and the COGS game just released this week.
I know. I got the beta. I can't wait to start playing, dude. I just got it. I got my whole new computery machine thing here, and I'm just gonna crack it, dude. I've been so psyched for COGS, and everybody was like, "Oh, they're not even out." Bro, just give them time.
I bought the dip on COGS with everything I had. So that first series, they had pack opening issues during their launch. You could only buy for 3 hours. And community sentiment was basically rock bottom during the sale because of that bug. And then I'm like, man, this project is epic. I know they've got huge plans. They're here for the long term. And then I see the community just angry and bitching. So I was like, these people are gonna regret not buying in just a few hours when we start cracking packs. So I had my budget, and I had some extra in the account. It all went to Huobi, bought some more wax, sent it as fast as possible, got in like the last 10 minutes, bought everything, all the wax I had access to. I spent it on Series 1 COGS.
Respect.
So I was one of the biggest holders, and right away after the sale ended, the pack started cracking. Everyone's like, holy shit, this is so sick. And then prices obviously went crazy. So I was able to fund a lot of my other series with these boosters I bought from COGS. And I've got an epic series.
That's pretty badass to make an NFT come up like that, dude.
Sorry, what's that?
That's pretty badass to make an NFT come up like that. A lot of people, they'll talk about their ICO come ups or their shitcoin come ups, but it's like, no, this is like real shit. It's legit, and it's very similar without a lot of that vaporware stuff. Like, of course, COGS game wasn't out yet, but I still have the NFTs. If anything were to happen and they didn't come out with their own game, you know how many people are collecting this that would just pull in and have it built anyway?
So I've been talking with Ben, the CEO, a bit.
Yeah, Ben is my spirit animal. I love you. I hope you're watching because you're my hero. But yes, go on.
Yeah, he's great. He's absolutely great. And I told him, like, man, your product is amazing. Like, you barely did any advertising before your season 1 launch. Like, what the fuck is up with that? They're like, actually, we didn't want people to speculate. We didn't want speculators coming in, buying the packs just to resell them. We wanted only really the true fans that see the vision of this product to join the Series 1. Now, they didn't expect the bug, so they sold about 3 times, maybe less than they would have anticipated, or probably would have sold if that bug hadn't happened. But then all that did was made that Series 1 super scarce, and then everyone FOMO'd into the scarce Series 1, making those prices go up. So and those prices going up generated a ton of attention, attracting
natural
more interest.
engagement, bro. Just natural.
Just natural community building.
That's what I
well
really
done.
aimed for with my collab NFT thing. Like, I just talked to my community about it. I don't even really promote my own shit. And after they started selling, I was like, wait. It came off like promoting, but it was more like just me publicly thanking you. Like, holy shit, I sold 32 of these NFTs. And that was without shilling my own shit. Like, I can't wait to see where this space goes with just genuine natural growth. We don't need the speculators. We really don't. And once they start to come in, it may ruin a little bit of the fun, but the liquidity that they will be providing is so necessary.
And
I'm ready.
And it's totally fine, because if that one series becomes too expensive for you, there's another one.
I just completed my first cog set yesterday, or this morning actually. I stayed up till like fucking 5 a.m.
Congrats. I've been so busy with this launch, I haven't been able to go through my Deadmau5 set, my Cog Series 2, or my Horrors as well. They're just, I cracked a few packs right away, but then I didn't have time, and it's just been sitting there.
I've been so divided amongst my time, I haven't been able to focus on completing series and sets, and I just got a little bit of everything, but now I'm like, all right, I gotta actually focus on series. I gotta focus on sets. I grabbed a bunch of mint number 1 cogs last night, probably spent like $600 on fucking NFTs, because I wanted a mint number 1 wax cog slammer, and I got it.
Damn right.
And I got a complete set, which was really cool, because shout out to Sky. He had a complete set and was like, look, I'll trade you for your 2 mint number 1s. Dude, the value of the cog set that he traded me, like, because he traded me for my mint number 1s, increased the value of my own collection. But like, didn't even have to buy it. That trade was like, this is what these are worth. And I was like, that's bro love. Like, I got a whole set now.
Sky is one of the best. Sky's one of the best.
I didn't give Sky the chance because of the whole Chibis thing I was with, and I knew Yesbiff for like fucking 6 years, and it was like,
thankfully I missed all of that drama.
I wish I did, dude.
Scene right at the tail end of that drama, and then Chibis was out there. I was like, oh, what's that? And then someone was like, yeah, it's kind of sketch.
Bro, I just came out of my depression cave. I like locked myself in this depression cave for like 10 months. I just come out to see the light of day, and I'm like, oh, NFTs are the future. Like, I was just in New York City. I spoke at NFT NYC in February. Next thing you know, September, NFTs are huge, and I kind of was like not paying attention. Took my break, and I come back, and it is just blowing up right now. So I was like, all right, let me start, actually doing something, and that's where the whole thing. Me and Sky didn't get off on the right foot, and I'm gonna be dead ass, bro. Like,
he's a very passionate guy.
I was an asshole. I was a complete asshole to Sky, and Sky was never not there for me. Even like when I like had trouble and didn't ask, Sky would DM me and be like, "Here, bro, I got you," blah blah. And I'm like, this dude just keeps being nice to me, as I was just being mean. And then like the Chibis thing fell apart, and then whatever. And I'm just like, I'm just grateful to have people like Sky in my life right now, and I just want to make sure I let people know, like, there's people in the community that may badmouth each other. Just get to know each other and make your damn mind up yourself.
More than once, I brought in friends from outside, right? Hey, look at this NFT stuff. I think it's cool. Buy a pack of this. Then they sell their super rare for super cheap. And I'm like, what did you? No, that's one of the rarest pieces. I'm like, fuck. Look up who bought it. Turns out I know the guy. We've traded before. Look him up. I'm like, hey man, my buddy didn't know. He's new. No problem. Here, I'll trade the ultra rare for one of his rares or whatever. And then it happened twice with 2 different people. They're like, he's a new guy to the space. Oh, no problem. Here you go. Offer something not of equal value, kind gesture, and they're like, yeah, sure.
That's how refunds should always be done. Peer to peer, bro, and with love. I will let you get going because we have run over the allotted time, but dude, I really would love to do this again, man. And
we'll have tons of stuff to talk about.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm excited to talk about it as it progresses. So again, I just want to let people know it's t.me/VanCity. What was Outbreak? VanCity Outbreak. So t.me/VanCity Outbreak. That's all you need to do. Just type that into your browser, join their Telegram, get one of their 100 wax. It's like, it's so inexpensive to start. playing, and I don't want to say like play to win, because what we're doing is it's playing to earn. You play, you earn, and then, you know, like you said, you play, you get this. Only somebody that didn't play can get it from you now. So this whole thing is just, it's an opportunity I don't want anybody to miss. I don't care if you're 50, 60, 80, or 5 or 10 or 15. It shouldn't matter. Get in, bro. Get in with your brats. Exactly. Get in with your dead mouse. Get in with your street fighters. Get in with your Van City. And Steph, thank you again. I'm going to wrap things up, guys. Please join my Telegram. I am here for you. As always, have a day.
Thanks for having me. Bye, guys.
There are many different ways to buy Bitcoin, but the cheapest and fastest way to buy Bitcoin with cash is with a coin flip Bitcoin ATM. Coin flip ATMs allow anyone to buy Bitcoin with the lowest fees and within just a few steps. Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm one of the hundreds of store owners who partner with CoinFlip. In this convenient store, we host a coin flip Bitcoin ATM. We earn passive income, more foot traffic, and we get free advertising done by the CoinFlip team. Getting the ATM was easy. We just contact the CoinFlip team at info@coinflip.tech, and they handle everything with no cost to the store owner. This includes installation, maintenance, marketing, and even 24/7 customer service. We just provide a small space within the store. To get your own CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM and join the monetary revolution, contact CoinFlip today. info@coinflip.tech, or fill out the form at request.coinflip.tech. 773-800-0106.